Welcome. I hope you're blessed in the Lord today. In this video, we want to discuss 2 Timothy verse 13. This is a much abused and misused scripture, and we want to go ahead and just read the context so we understand what it's saying. Now, this verse, let's go ahead and read it. If we are faithless, he remains faithful. He cannot deny himself. So what is this teaching? Obviously, this is teaching that even if we turn away from God, even if we live in sin and rebellion to God, that God will still be faithful to us, and we cannot lose our salvation. We will still go to heaven either way. If you think that that is what this is teaching, then you need to read the verses previous to that. Let's start in verse 10, or actually verse 11. This is a faithful saying, if we die with him, we shall also live with him. This is the same thing as saying, if we endure to the end, we shall be saved. Verse 12, if we endure, we shall also reign with him. So it says in Revelation chapter 3, verse 21, those that endure to the end will reign with Christ and be seated with him, that he will give them authority over the nations with him. If we endure, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he will also deny us. So, is God faithful? Yes, God is faithful. He's so faithful that if we rebel against his holy and righteous standard and ways, if we live in our own rebellion, that he will remain faithful to himself. He will not deny himself to come running after us in our sin, but instead he will deny us, and he will remain faithful to himself. If we are faithless, he remains faithful. He cannot deny himself. This is not saying he remains faithful to us. He remains faithful to himself, to his righteousness. He loves righteousness and hates wickedness. There is something that he loves a lot more than he loves you and I. He loves his righteousness, and he will not leave righteousness and holiness in order to, and compromise his standard in order to appease us and get us into heaven. No, if we deny him, he will also deny us. He won't deny himself by embracing us even though we deny him. No, he will remain faithful to himself. So we must understand this passage of Scripture has nothing to do with the so-called once saved, always saved position. In fact, it's telling us very clearly that we have a standard that we must endure with him, that we must be willing to die with him, that we cannot deny him or he will deny us, and he will remain faithful to himself by denying us. Hope this has been helpful to you. God bless.